Hello and welcome to Evolution, This View of Life. Today, I, Hadassah Head, will be interviewing Kelly and Zach about ad hoc and post hoc hypotheses as related to evolution, and hopefully take a little bit of a humorous turn with it. So, which of you would like to start by talking a little bit about your background?
So I'm a PhD student at the University of California, Davis, and I study how parasites manipulate the behavior of their hosts. So I study a brain-infecting trematode parasite in fish that gets the fish to do weird behaviors that draw the attention of predatory birds, and that gets the fish eaten by predatory birds, and that's the next host in the life cycle for the parasite. So that's adaptive manipulation of host behavior by the parasite to get to the next step in its life cycle. And I just look at other behaviors that are changed following infection.
Awesome. I hadn't heard about the fish, but I've heard about the ants that eat the fungus or something
that
similar.
Get infected by a fungus. Yeah. It's really cool.
All right. And Zach?
I do a comic called Saturday Morning Breakfast Cereal, which is, I guess, for nerds, and that's my contribution.
Great. So you came up with this comic strip, which many of our readers and viewers have probably read. So that comic strip, you talk about kind of a ridiculous situation where a person creates this really atrocious ad hoc hypothesis about why babies' heads are shaped like footballs.
Yeah.
So what was the inspiration for this?
I think I've probably done a couple where it's kind of this fun logic game you can play where, you know, I suppose the way science usually works is you come up with an idea and then you see how far it goes before it just breaks down completely. And now and then you can come on with a terrible idea that you can actually take pretty far before it exposes itself. I don't know the impetus for that particular idea, but I don't know. I guess we just talk about evolution stuff a lot, so ideas like that come up.
And so ad hoc hypotheses seem to be sometimes a little bit too rampant in science. Do you have any experience, I guess, Kelly, with seeing or hearing some of these?
I don't know if it would be safe for my career to answer that question, but I can say that ad hoc hypotheses are fun to talk about over beer sometimes, right, or to laugh about, and so yeah, we like laughing about that.
I know post hoc hypotheses are something that have come up in some of the classes that I've taken, where basically, you know, you get your data set and then you can find a pattern in it, because you can always find a pattern in something, and then you create a hypothesis after, and then it just fits together perfect into a paper, and that's kind of become a pretty known and discussed problem, at least in social science. And I'm assuming it's a problem in biology as well.
Yeah, I think it's a problem in a lot of fields, actually.
Right.
And in some cases, I think people kind of know they're doing it, but convince themselves it's okay. And in other cases,
because I guess they feel the pattern's so strong.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I found this pattern with my data. You don't want to throw this pattern away that you discovered, and it's a beautiful thing. And, you know, maybe what you should actually do is design a new experiment specifically to address that question. Right. As opposed to, finding a pattern in your data and telling people about it.
Right. So this comic strip has actually turned into an event. I don't know.
Yes.
What would you like to share about this fun and exciting event that's coming based on this ad hoc hypothesis about a football head baby?
We're calling it the Festival of Bad Ad Hoc Hypotheses, or BA for short, and the basic idea is we have people, we're trying to just get regular people, or I guess not regular people, giant nerds, to give presentations on similar ideas. I actually came across, there's an idea that was, I guess, put forward as a legit idea called the Aquatic Ape Hypothesis. Have you read this?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny because the basic idea is, I guess, there are a bunch of features about humans which would be explained if there were an aquatic phase of human life beyond, like, why are humans hairless? I think that there are a bunch of other things, but, you know, there's all sorts of reasons to suppose it's not the case. And so we're looking, we've gotten a bunch of stuff like that people are going to be presenting, and then they will have to defend their theses with science or, hopefully okay science.
So could you tell us a little more about the aquatic ape hypothesis?
Do you want to?
You go for it.
Well, we can take turns on the different aspects.
Okay, well, so the idea is that our ancestors, came out of the trees and then went into the water for a period, and going into the water for a period helps explain some human characteristics that seem a little weird. So, for example, humans have very little hair, and so the explanation for that is, well, hair on land is useful for helping to identify, fleas and ticks and stuff like that, and, for various other purposes. When you're in the water, it just creates drag. And this drag slows you down when you're swimming, and if you're living in an aquatic environment, you have to be a quick swimmer. And so the reason we lost our hair is so that we can swim more quickly in our aquatic environments. But that doesn't explain why we maintain some hair. But
yeah.
All right, so
and then there's bipedalism, which is good for swimming. I guess it would be harder for a gorilla to swim than a human. Because we have these long legs. And then, according to Wikipedia, there's the encephalization, which is we have large brain-to-body ratios because of all the fatty acids in the fish we were eating in our aquatic phase, which leads one to wonder...
Could you demonstrate how one would catch a fish?
Yeah, here, I'll do a fish.
That's how it would be done.
All right.
Yeah.
I think they should put that figure in one of the papers.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, but you see, so it kind of explains the data, but like I think the encephalization one is good because clearly there's a more parsimonious conclusion about the fatty acid thing, at least, which is maybe we went fishing,
Yeah, you don't have to be in the water. Yeah.
So but so actually that's the kind of thing we're doing for the theories. I don't think we want to reveal any of the ones we have, but like Zach Wiener-Smith's theory of baby punting was that you can get your genetics farther into more communities if you can punt a baby over the nearest mountain.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, it would be a better strategy than not punting your baby. Therefore, it's true.
Are you afraid that this event will cause more outrage towards science rather than promote an enjoyable atmosphere of poking fun at ourselves?
I had two concerns in that regard. It was one that there would be people who would just take these seriously, but I suppose you just can't guard against crazy. I mean, there are people who take the Onion seriously, and it's clearly so. But yeah, my other concern was that people, and I've already seen this a little on the internet. People would take it as sort of deliberately trying to mock certain fields or people, and we're definitely not trying to do that. It's more kind of laughing at the kind of stuff people talk about at the bar after a seminar.
Mm-hmm. Great. Yeah, I mean, for example, when I posted about it on my Facebook, one of the first comments I got was a friend asking if I've become a creationist.
Really?
So
everyone can benefit from having a sense of humor and being able to laugh at yourself, and it doesn't mean you've switched sides if you're able to poke fun at your side.
Yeah.
Right. So that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm planning to be there myself, and I guess you'll both be there. So
yep.
All the viewers can meet all three of us. They come, and so that's April 20th at MIT campus, and there's lots of images and information on the web. Do you want to give your website?
My web. I don't know if Christina's got the new website up at bofest.com, but I can give like the place to go for the entry form. I don't know.
Okay.
You wanna...
Yeah, but you can give both.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. So the entry form with all the information is smbc-comics.com/bah, B-A-H. And then we have a preliminary website up at bahfest.com, bahfest.com.
All right. So the submission deadline is over. All the submissions are in, and we're very excited. Thank you for letting Evolution This View of Life be involved with this contest and event.
We're excited that you're involved.
Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing you, and hopefully maybe we'll be able to do a follow-up interview at the event.
That would be very cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
There. So, all right. Well, have a good morning.
You too. Great talking to you.
Yep. Bye-bye.